Alright, in section 2.4 we talk about trapezoids, how to calculate area of a trapezoid, how to calculate volume of a rectangle, as well as surface area of a rectangle box. Anyway, so for a trapezoid, trapezoid. So for a trapezoid, the formula is area equal to 1/2 times the base of one side added to the base of the second side multiplied by the height. So here are a couple different shapes that you see trapezoids in. So one will look like this. Okay. Where this could be the base, this part right down here. Okay, this is a base, and then this length here is another base, and then we have our height, which is right here. Okay, and so we need to know all three of these in order to calculate the area of a trapezoid. So if area for this base was 6 inches, and the area of this base was 3 inches, and then the length of the height would be, let's say it was 2 inches. Okay, so now we put that into the formula. 1/2 times 6 inches plus 3 inches, and then multiply by the height, which is 2 inches. Okay. And so first of all, I would add what's inside the parentheses first. So that's 1/2 times, and 6 and 3 is 9 inches. And then I just copy down the 2 inches. And now the next thing to do is to multiply. I'm going to go ahead and multiply the 1/2 times the 2, because that just gives me 2 times 1/2, which is 2 over 2, which is 1. So that becomes 1 inch. And then 1 times the 9 gives me 9 inches squared. And so now I know the area of my trapezoid, which is 9 inches squared. And this is how you use the formula for the trapezoid. Now, doing the box, to actually do the box situation, and we are doing the volume of a box. Okay, and that's really the length multiplied by the width multiplied by the height. And so we have a box, so I'll draw a box. Okay, and so it's a little difficult to do, but we can do it. Okay, so not the best box, but you can get the picture, and there's dotted lines here. So you could see that it's three-dimensional. So we would say that this distance here is length, and then we'll call this the width, and then up and down is the height. And so by knowing all of these, we can calculate the volume. And so basically, if we know that the length is 2 inches and the width is 3 inches, and then the height is 4 inches, then we could put that in. So that's 2 inches times 3 inches times 4 inches. And so now 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times 4 is 24. Inches times inches is inches squared, times inches is inches cubed. And so here is the volume of the box. And so notice when we say something to the third power with units, that's telling us that we're talking about volume. When it's a power of 2, then we're talking about area. And we're talking about inches to the 1, or just inches, that's just perimeter or a distance, is what we're calculating it to be. So it's interesting that the units, and that's why I always like to include that, tell us exactly what we're talking about. In this case, it's the volume of the box. Okay, So now let's say we want to calculate perimeter. Perimeter, or not the perimeter, but I mean the total surface area is what I meant to say. Total surface area is basically adding up the area of all the sides of the box. The front, the back, the sides, and the top and the bottom, if we calculate the surface area. So that formula is S equal to 2L plus 2W plus 2H. Okay? And that's incorrect. Let's back that up and say that again. So I was right, and surface area is 2, but it's do the area. If I'm doing the front area, it's length times the height. So that's the front. So that's the length and the height. So this is the front. And it's also the back, because the front and the back are identical areas. So that's why we call it 2LH. Now we have to do the sides. So if I want to calculate the sides of the box, that would be the width times the height. So that's the width times the height. And so I have two of those because I have two sides, one here, one here. And then I do the top and the bottom. So that's length times the width. So that's length times the width. And we also have it for the top and the bottom. So this is for the bottom and the top. Over here, this one is for the sides. Okay, so now you have this formula, and you can see why it's put together. And so then if we were to calculate using the same units, that would be 2 times 2, right, inches, times the h, which is 4 inches. And then we have 2 times the 3 inches, times the height, which is 4 inches. And then we have the 2 times the length, which is 2 inches, multiplied by the width, which is 3 inches. Okay? So now if we multiply this together, that's 2 times 4, which is 8, times 2 is 16 inches squared. And then this 3 times 4 is 12, times 2 is 24 inches squared. And then we have 2 times 3, 6, times 2 is 12 inches squared. And so my surface area is to add all these up. So 16 and 24, that makes what, 90? Yeah, 90. Nope, I think it's 100. Yep, 100. And then add another 12 is 112. So 112 square inches is what it is. And so this is how you calculate the surface area, total surface area for a box.